I've never claimed to be a socialist. However, I, like many of my Fortnite playing, vape smoking, skibbity toilet rizzing up baby Gronk's yacht fellow Gen Zers, are very critical on capitalism and the current state of it. I've noticed a trend in modern media very recently that I've heard a few other people talk about, but no one's really gone on like a deep dive of what this whole thing is. Many films and TV shows from around about 2017, I'm going to say, to now have extremely strong messages and themes critical of capitalism, and especially the modern day capitalism of today. The main correlation of many of these TV shows and movies is that they are distributed and produced by some of the most heinously rich corporations in the entire world. For a recent example of this, Disney has just introduced their new show, Andor, onto their streaming service. This show follows a group of everyday people struggling under the oppressive systematic structures of life under the Empire. The main characters in the show clash with an interplanetary corporation that receives police and military aid from the Empire. Now, why would Disney, the biggest, richest, most powerful conglomerate in the entire world that relies on the current state of capitalism and the status quo to get a return on their investment, why would they ever critique capitalism in this way in one of their shows? Well,
ain't it obvious?
They're trying to get with the times. All right, they're trying to relate to you. So if you've been living on another planet for the past few years, a lot of people in my generation and millennials and some other people, they're getting more and more progressive and more critical of capitalism nowadays. They're not just going to live under it and just accept all of it. They're very critical. They're very like questioning online. And there's tons of videos out on it. You've probably seen them if you're my age. We're very open to educate ourselves on the dangers of capitalism and the effects of it, because many of us are affected by it right now. Most people can't, I'm never going to be able to afford a home. Most people are very, very poor right now. They can't afford anything. The economy's going down the shitter. It sucks. It's all terrible. Erin Hayes, a senior researcher at the University of California, says, millennials and Gen Zers are generations unlike any other because of the risks they face. From the housing crisis to the threat of climate change and AI, young people are feeling hopeless about the challenges in front of them and are disillusioned with a political system that is unresponsive to many of their needs. Many people, not just progressive people, are unhappy with the state of capitalism. So how do you think those people would feel when Amazon, who is one of the worst perpetrators of hedonistic capitalism in the world with its sweatshops and terrible working conditions, releases shows like Fallout or The Boys that are extremely critical of capitalism and constantly have messages about how consumerism is evil and breeds power-hungry megalomaniacs. It's like the fucking "how do you do, fellow kids" meme. They are pointing at a mirror and saying, yo, that guy fucking sucks. Am I right, kids? Now don't get me wrong. These shows are great. I definitely actually recommend you to watch these shows because they're excellent, especially The Boys. But there's a giant whiff of hypocrisy in the air when these companies are basically talking down to us about our problems and are trying to relate to us. How do you think I feel when I go to put on my favorite show that mocks greed and capitalism and all the things that I fucking hate in this world, only to be forced to watch 4 unskippable fucking ads for a service that I already fucking pay for? This shit got me on the brink of going to Bezos's mansion and beheading him myself. This is so fucked up. Look, I want to reiterate, these shows are great. Fucking watch them. They're awesome. And it's not the creators' fault. They probably have like really, really great intentions. The directors, the writers, all of those people, they're probably really good people who actually care about the messages of this show. But these corporations have the fucking gall to appeal to us and the younger generations like a shitty fucking meme advertisement with a format that's died 10 fucking years ago. And people are getting smarter. People are getting more and more aware of problems like this. And now, I'm not telling you to do anything illegal here, but maybe we should consider viewing and consuming our media in other ways. I didn't have a pirate hat. These people who produce these shows and fund these shows, they don't give a shit about you. They don't give a shit about your problems or how tough it is for you right now. They just want to milk you like a fucking cow for profit. And I'm not telling you to make some drastic change or become completely anti-capitalist or whatever, Like, I don't care about your political views, but please just think about where your content is coming from. Because from their perspective, they think that your thoughts and opinions and criticisms are a trend, a fad that they can capitalize on. They're not. They're as real as the sweatshops that these companies use for slave labor. They're as real as the tons and tons of toxic pollution and waste that they dispose every single year that poisons our planet. These shows and movies, as good as they may be, are a facade, a way to keep your criticisms and critical thoughts reaffirmed and recognized, because they believe that if they keep feeding us these types of shows and movies with these messages, they think that we are going to be too full to eat the rich.